main. Actually, it's actually kind of strong. I don't think it's like I wouldn't use it personally, but they at least make it look at least make it look kind of decent.
Obviously, Talon wants to try to crush through here. Let's get this going here on map number 1.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think both these teams are going to be taking this very seriously today, especially with the comps. Like, this tells me they're both playing their standard comps here on Lotus, what they've been playing in recent history. So this is definitely an opportunity for them to work
Talon on
things
defense, DFM on attack. See if DFM can get a win.
Correct mistakes,
Come on.
Fix things that have been maybe going wrong previously, and have kind of those positives that you can build on.
I'm expecting a very loose game from Talon, honestly. The last chance qualifier coming up, you probably don't want to show everything. Jesus.
Already Anthem gets the drop on a Garnet.
Yeah, went for the Sheriff early and got a big one. That's a great paranoia, though. Crew's going to follow up off of it with the Frenzy. Can't find a second. Chip Boy's there for the trade.
3 versus 3 right now. They are not able to make any real momentum here. Pat does get the drop on Rita. Fox taking Anthem out. And we're down to just 1 on the attack.
When is last chance qualifier? Someone said it's
get that spike first and foremost.
July, like 17th, I think. Maybe a couple of days either side of that.
Pat's got the finish onto him, and yeah, it's a good start here for Talon, right? They're just aggressive on all the angles. They're just winning some good trades. A good paranoia to kick things off there to set up Cruz.
Yeah, basically a month after.
What I see from Talon,
the long-range frenzy, yeah, the full commit to the spray as well.
Not a surprising moment either. Detonation Focus Me has been fairly weak.
Tokyo's crazy soon.
Compared to the other teams we've got out.
Tokyo's
kind of par for the course so far as we wrap up round 1.
July the 11th or something, or maybe 10th.
Marshall in hand right now.
Sorry, June even.
Had a Marshall in for a second there. Anthem did and sold it, so it's going to be a pretty standard budget round here for round 2 for Detonation Focus Me.
Yeah, this isn't going to be, sometimes you'll see Soldom take that Marshall on a round where they lost the, on the eco round after.
How is Lost on Squad 5 going to work with 7 teams? That's kind of what everyone's been asking. We don't know.
Let's see if they can follow up and get some more momentum.
Like, straight up, we don't know.
Soldom gets caught trying to piece out of there.
Yeah, Anthem extremely low on HP. A-Site is fairly naked here, so they could just try to come spring an attack into there. Pat's going to hear him. They're going to smoke him out. He'll have to try to wrap around and meet up with the rest of the team, but this should be an A-Site plant. We'll see if Detonation Focus Me can keep it.
Yeah, you can see Pat's going to try to disrupt the plant here, but they're just going to stick it, and he's going to get the kill for it.
Yeah,
one in the plant.
A plant alone is good enough here. They'll at least get the extra credits for that.
I think it's fine.
But right now, a very outgunned Detonation Focus Me. The push is going to come in. Pat wrapping around the corner.
4th gets a buy for sure, no other way.
Just 2 left over here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here with just classics to get this done, and you can see Jim Boys feeling some confidence, but there's a
What's up, Gal? How you doing? Wait, how come Tom Biz is slacking today? What's his excuse?
There it is. A little bit whippy, but
What's
that's
Tom's
okay.
excuse for today?
Talon, not a bad round. Both teams having good stuff in this round.
Yeah. I mean, luckily for Detonation, they do get that plant. We're going to go into round 3 and see if that important
Casting game changes. Honestly, it's a pretty valid excuse.
Make it work for them. Let's not forget that.
As far as they go, that one's pretty valid.
To win here, but look, I'm very much welcome to a Detonation Focus Me upset. But I think a 3rd round win in a row here for Talon would be a very bad sign of how this entire best of 3 is going to be going.
Yeah. Cruz there calling for a little bit of help, and he gets it at the end. But yeah, I think Talon's been pretty good on this map, right? When the one time we've seen it, they beat Gen G. That's no easy feat, even though Gen G
literally everyone's getting the Odin out.
It wasn't at the beginning of the
That's
decline.
incredible.
It was kind of in the middle. So for Talon to have that in their cap, DFM's been close a couple times on this map. They almost beat Paper Rex. That was very early on in the
Man,
season.
Fnatic really
Garnett's trying to get a little bit aggressive, and Soldom's having none of it.
the Fnatic Odin thing really kind of snowballed pretty well.
The big plays with that Odin.
Because obviously, it literally started on this stream essentially. Because I was talking about people playing heavy guns over here, and then
really interesting.
The coach for
I almost missed it.
Yeah, I did
to
too.
start because I wasn't expecting anything
was in chat, and then he started saying that teams are doing this in
maybe a little bit of an ego play there.
Americas. And then
everything in the kitchen
Mini saw that, told Boasters to play around with the Odin.
Go big or go home is kind of the mentality I assume that we're
And
thinking
then
about here. But
boasted it a whole game where they messed around with the Odin. And then apparently Chronicle just started bringing this out as well.
Being able to spam through some of these walls, particularly here over on A.
We'll get into Fnatic do it like past 2 weeks. I can't remember who they were playing against, but it was past 2 weeks.
These kind of late season adjustments that teams have been making are really fascinating. You know, the Odin kind of often just relegated to Ascent. Now we're starting to see it crop up a little bit more.
Can you tell me need to get Leo and Fade Odin at Tree? Yeah, maybe.
Obviously that did not
what was that chat? What was that team that were doing the
are they going to try to save this Odin for the
Fade Eye here? They got like 3 kills from it. Like three different rounds. They got like the 3 opening kills from it. What team was that?
And so this is probably, unless we see an actual push come in, just going to be a round win here for Detonation Focus.
Is it Na'Vi?
Yeah, they might try to see if they can get a pick here with Jit Boys.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was incredible. Furious, thank you so much. Because honestly, Fnatic are going to watch that when they demo review, and they're going to steal that. They're going to be watching Na'Vi stuff to see what they do on Lotus, because they're probably going to be playing it. And they're going to go, yeah, we need to steal this. That's incredible. Furious Meow, thank you so much, mate. 10 months in the Slug Club. Thank you, thank you. Been watching the Game Changers? No, I honestly haven't had any time to watch it.
A little bit of money around here for Talon, but they should be able to get everything they need. A half armor going to be cut.
I'll watch. I'm definitely in for champs, but honestly, anything before might be a little bit hard. Maybe I can catch some at one point, but I'm not too sure. Okay, big buy round coming in. Chat, I'm gonna be relatively loose with this one because it's gonna be a loose game anyway.
Nicely done. Taka J gets another as well. Pat fighting back so far. Gets the dog. Can't get more than that. As this could be a pretty short round here for Talon. They're going to try to wrap back around over here to the backside of A, although the spike is already leaving that location, and it looks like C is probably going to be the target.
Right now, that Killjoy utility
Enjoy's never lost a boaster. Wait, is that true?
That's going to allow DFM to slip past the net. See if they can get Jit Boys. Yeah, he is good to go. Really nicely done here by Anthem. Able to find a great timing to sneak underneath that utility of Talon.
They get the turret. Is that just gonna very Detonation Focus me move? They're gonna run.
Read the four centers. But then he has lost the boaster then.
No, excuse me. They're gonna
his last 3 games he hasn't.
That's gonna be a
never's a strong word.
Tied up 2-2. We're gonna go into round 5 here. There is a lockdown available here for Anthem. We'll see if that comes into play.
Yeah, you've got the Rolling Thunder for Pat as well.
Yeah, the next game's the one. RRQ win, they go through. If they lose, Genji goes through.
If they know a lockdown's coming, they'll get aggressive towards it. They'll try to, you know, if they don't have the utility.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
Lockdown up,
I get you,
from, like a fragment or, you know, an aftershock or something like that. Then they'll try to just push.
Never lost a boaster 3 times in a row. Okay.
I doubt it because it's
honestly,
sort of
then that's my bad.
the round's going good.
It's too early for that one.
Teams will opt to go for that kind of.
Who does Paper X like more, RRQ or Genji? Nah, they won't. It won't be like that. I know everyone speculates like it could be like that. It will never be like that.
Coming out now, and this is going to have to be a retake. The Killjoy utility is triggered. As we're seeing the rest of
I know everyone's like, oh, they could pick who they wanted to do, and we wouldn't be able to tell. Mate, they're just all it's going to be is they're just going to overface everything like they do. It will look like a normal game. Like it's just looking like a normal game.
Pat trying to scoot around the side and sold once again.
If it was a different, the problem with it is as well is Paper Rex sometimes look like they're doing crazy stuff anyway, so they can just play how they normally would look. If it was another team looking like Paper Rex, then maybe you would have an argument, but they just play like that anyway. So.
We'll see if Jit Boys can maybe get some kind of an exit frag. It looks like they're not going to be able to spot anything. And that's going to be it. Nicely done here. Detonation.
Seem really tired. I actually had a really good amount of sleep last night. It's just the fact that I'm just so bad in the morning. Like it's just not for me in the mornings.
In a previous round where they're able to sort of win that gun spam and utility spam battle outside of A main. And now just, you know, on an eco round, reading the map pretty well here. They take splashes of damage from some utility on the way in, but that's about it. They only lose, I think, 1 player in the mix here on this round. So that's huge. Soldom having some really, really good first kills. He's had impressive performances throughout his history as a player just in general. I'm thinking, back my first time to cast him was LCQ in 2021. Of course, this guy's
Just
got
take a Koshar or play ranked like how they both on par with each other.
Big weaponry coming in here to round 6. We got the operator over here for Anthem, looking to get some picks. And a pretty
Flying Specs, what's up, dude? How we doing?
Position here for Talon. I mean, they're right up to the points where you start to see Detonation Focus Me push
Okay,
around.
this should be hard for. This could be interesting.
See, they know that
Patty could get so many.
Outside this wall, so a paranoia and a backup sold up, and Pat's good for 2.
Pat gets that double. 3 versus 3 right now.
It's not too bad.
And we're gonna have. Just gonna grab that over there. Spike back. And they
the coach cam, yeah, Barbars is just unbelievable, isn't it?
To try to take this. But, Detonation Focus Me, gonna go with a pretty slow and gradual approach, just combing through
the honestly, the foot coach is pretty fun.
Right now. They haven't spotted him yet.
Still has his paranoia. So
who else has good replays?
This, or maybe I think if I'm him, I'd like to save it for the retake.
I honestly think that Lev's coach would. I mean, I think the on-R replays would be pretty good. We just don't see many of them.
Hunter's Fury comes down. I don't know if this is gonna connect. Oh, beautiful!
Jesus.
Jit Boys.
It's a nice shot.
Nasty shot.
And, I mean, this is very tough. He actually might want to switch this out for a Vandal if he can grab one.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely would not.
Crew VGEG look pretty good.
With that operator to hold
I don't know how that's going to work.
Unless you're sold on. He might do it, but everybody else is like, nah, yeah.
10 seconds left.
Going for that Vandal. Should be spotted here by Fox. This should be the
Crew, I'm not sure. Crew's game's hold up.
Oh, big plays here from Anthem.
Dude,
I
thought I was going to sneeze like 3 times and it never happened.
As we see the
what is that baiting?
About to be slammed down, that was going to be the moment.
And I missed this as well because I was trying to sneeze.
So, Detonation Focus Me, look, they win
there. Oh my god.
Importantly, they're going to have that operator moving
okay, it's fine, we have a replay.
In what was overall a very expensive and costly victory there for Detonation Focus Me, but regardless, momentum's on their side.
Yeah, no, this is going really, really good. I mean, the idea here from Talon is fine, but the execution is just a little bit late. And Anthem, you can't give this guy many opportunities to clutch.
Through the wall as well.
One thing Anthem has shown us that he's good at is he has some monstrous clutches inside of him. So a little bit of a
god, this is gonna be a nightmare though.
The mechanics for Talon.
When do they pull the trigger?
An early
2 people.
Affair here for DFM.
All right, it's getting crazy.
Oh, the smokes though. Soldum's reactive smokes,
but we're
incredible.
Now down to just Jet Boys. Could be the shortest round we've got yet here. Detonation Focus Me is going to casually stroll through A site.
Yeah,
here.
They baited me in so much the sneezes.
An ideal weapon here for Jet Boys, unless he can find, I don't know, a Vandal or something and just go for a save round.
Yeah, and again, it's...
Or, I'm sorry, just carry that to the next round is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, certainly. I was going to say, this is like kind of funny to watch these eco rounds, like these ego pushes that are just being read really well right now by DFM, not really giving Talon many opportunities for kills. Sure, they get 2 here. That's not too bad, but the economy already in a pretty good spot here for DFM, so they don't mind seeding a couple players over. And I can't imagine a world where Jit Boys goes for the lockdown normally, but today, maybe. With the fact that we've seen, I don't want to say a lot of craziness, but a little bit of craziness with the early Odin purchase from Talon that they might be willing to go for. But as it ticks down,
there's some teams in Pacific that I just don't understand.
Low, so
and I think Talon and Genji are the 2 main ones.
See if he could drop another gun, but it is just going to be Jit Boys.
Maybe there's someone else I could throw in there.
DFM claims their 5th round in a row.
So, this is some insane momentum, and honestly, I had no idea we were going to be having a half like this. Unsurprisingly, Talon calls for that timeout, and they
don't understand GE either. See, I think GE would have been fine if they had Rossi for the first kind of games.
When I saw the win in round 1 and round 2, I thought, okay, par for the course.
I'm expecting them to have a pretty good run for LCQ, honestly. Not saying they're going to do it, but I think they're going to have a good run.
Now we're pretty far along, and Detonation Focus Me is dominating. They've won enough rounds that this is becoming a crushing lead. And if Talon can't try to reassemble right here, right now, I think Detonation Focus Me might be walking out of map 1 victorious.
They certainly look really, really good. Talon looks a little bit out of sorts since the pistol and the follow-up. I saw good coordination from Talon in those rounds. Since then, it's been a lot of ego challenges or a lot of odd man challenges.
Genji from 4-0 to maybe not going to playoffs is pretty impressive. It, honestly, it actually is.
And they're able to kind of come out ahead in those exchanges with that superior.
Like, it feels like you would have to try to do that.
Right now, Talon just a little bit whiffy too. There's been a few kind of shaky sprays, I'll call them that, and some shaky moments. and just need to stabilize here for Talon. You know, we've seen that happens to some of these teams where they come out on the first map, like RQ.
I think GE needs to work on. Honestly, I think a lot of this stuff is like, they're still trying to get to grips. They spent too long trying to make the 6-7 person roster work, so a lot of this stuff is just like having to rely on individuals because maybe they didn't spend their time well. So it feels like time spent with just a 6-person roster, or maybe just even a 5, and just getting everything down on every map, like it's gonna help them so much. Because again, a lot of their stuff is just like, alright, this person now needs to get 2 kills.
It seems like right now, Detonation Focus is still eager to try to push up into A.
Or like a big win condition is Rossi having an op and hitting everything.
Still, Zenfree is good for 2 and comes out ahead.
Is this the most pointless game in VCT? So far.
Not able to really get those spots until the fighting was
so far, I guess so, yeah.
So for Talon there, good idea.
But we could have one that's on the same level.
Execution here is hurting them a little bit. See what DFM wants to do. Just gonna be checking through towards B-Link, seeing if there's anybody in there. Indeed, they are going to get the spot on the Cruise, so they know there's one on the B. Now they're going to have the information. There's one over to A.
What the hell is that? That's what it looks like with ADS.
Have been identified.
That's...
I wouldn't be too surprised if this turns out to be an A hit.
Yeah, I've never seen that ADS.
There, with the information they have, you know, and I think if they wait this out a little bit, use Anthem to kind of buy some time, create a little bit of confusion here, maybe expecting a push. Cruz is going to try to get ahead of all of that, but that doesn't matter. This is all just a ruse here from DFM.
Yeah, let's see if Fox can intercept anybody moving through here. He already finds one. Can't get the second. DFM going to scramble to come in here. This is crazy, man. They are so slow to...
Oh, that's nice. Man, people have really upped their game on some of these Viper ults.
This is going to be a tough one. I think it's possible for Talon to take this, but it's not going to be easy. They're going to use... the lockdown to try to flush them
like
out
being
of
a Viper main now these days, like there's a lot of good Viper lineups. Look at this one. Even the ult comes, even the lockdown goes in and you're safe, and it still covers the spike and you can just sit here. It's incredible.
Cruz finds the opener on his entry.
Okay, another fake. They do it. Just Taka J left over. Cruz very low.
Don't even think you need to see people, right? Oh, okay,
right, here we
hold
go.
on.
They've got it. Woo. Super close round there.
So the only thing from Take J there is it's just like, I don't think he needs to see people, I think he needs to just trust in his spam. Because then it's just like one bullet. Like he's done the hard part, he's found the ult lineup. But then, in my eyes, you don't need to see the vision, that's why you're planning against the box, right? So that it's less place to try and spam. Yeah, definitely just spray a little bit, yeah.
He can wait till it's about half, then you know the decay has probably got him down to very close to that 1 HP.
That Viper was sick though. Yeah, it felt like he did all the hard work. But then fell short at the run. Is this just gonna be where Talon just completely step it back now?
And that's gonna be Killjoy eliminated. So now I would love to see Pat start pushing this angle a little bit.
Afraid because he had Vandal. Yeah, I think so. But if he's going to push forward anyway in a 1-on-2, he's going to get traded no matter what. I think, like, honestly, I'd just say run and shoot if you're like really scared about it.
Abandon that B position.
It's only the one bullet.
Traded out here. Taka J getting Jit Boys. Seed looking very tempting.
I've got your trail.
They even TP onto the site here to make sure that they've got some extra reinforcements for this plant. Some Seekers are coming out here, going to reveal Cruz's closer position towards spawn. And now, yeah, Pat is getting in towards the backside, but he's got to win a big-time duel with Soldom.
All right, Showstopper enabled. Garnets does manage to get Rhea to take it down here. Talon with this retake. Just Taka J remaining 5 HP.
Jesus, the nade on top of it as well. That was damage done.
There with a huge 4K.
God, they still have a lot of money as well. Kind of crazy.
Stabilize the aim, get a kill. Finally able to find the weakened Taka J with that extra paint shells. So a very, very nice round there for Talon. And it's huge that Pat wins that fight over at the Dunes. That's I cannot overstate how much that really helps make that round a lot easier for Talon. Opens up that extra flank, removes a crossfire flank, for the side of DFM. So I love the way that Talon approached this round. They got the early pick onto the Killjoy, and they took advantage of it. They're able to press space. That's so
It's a
good.
crazy shot. I'm glad we caught that perspective. That's an incredible
Some
play
raise
there.
movement is
4 to
just
5 here,
incredible.
neck and neck.
It's
Is
so,
Talon gonna tie this up, or is
it's so
Detonation
satisfying
Focus
to
gonna
watch.
try to get that 6th win and regain control here this half?
This round here for DFM may represent...
Maybe it should be questioned, but I do not see things like corner cages and grim walls in this game. I think corner cages are always going to get spammed majority of the time. Like, it's just too obvious. You see some grim walls for sure. We just don't see as much Sage.
Oh!
Jesus.
Last second, Jit Boys gets a double. 5 to 5. Only 2 rounds left here in the first half. Kind of a funny round the way that went down.
I think they should introduce some relegation at one point.
They just pushed right down
Maybe
C.
in the
I mean,
future,
both
but
teams
we'll
just,
see.
Again, these ego battles sort of at the beginning of the rounds.
Okay, a timeout called here for Detonation Focus Me. In a moment where they were starting to look invulnerable, we're actually now tied up instead. But no matter what, this is already an extremely close half that we've got going in here.
What does Genji needs? Genji
Talon,
needs
this is good
RRQ to lose,
stabilization. They were 7 and 5
and
on
RRQ
their
need
defenders
RRQ to
half,
win.
versus Genji last time, so they're pretty close to
That's
being
pretty much where we're at.
about where they were versus Genji, and then when they went to the attacker side, they just rolled through Genji 6-2.
Kind of feeling scared for RRQ because Vapor X with nothing to lose is going to be wild. You're going to have to expect literally everything.
Fans of our Korean Jet.
Okay, neck and neck right now. I'm glad we're having a close.
Any illegal grim
Let's
walls?
see what Detonation Focus Me does differently this time around. I think a very appropriate timeout.
I don't think
the way
so.
That they lost that last round. We've been
I don't think so anymore. Man, at the beginning of the game, there was some weird rules going on. At the beginning of the game, there were some crazy rules. We played, I can't remember if it was First Strike or something. It was the same tournament where someone tried to wall on top of a turret against G2. I think it was like Guild or something like that. But then they put in a rule where Sage walls couldn't touch other walls. So like if it went through another wall, it was illegal. Oh my goodness, that was a nightmare. We had to argue that one a lot.
I think Talon hit him unexpectedly, and they just didn't have the protocols in place to really handle it. But you can see again a little bit of aggression here out of C.
Some of the rules they've tried to implement are mental, trust me. I think that one is nearly as bad as the Icebox one. The Icebox one was you weren't allowed to plant below a rope because of the rope diffuse. So instead of banning the rope diffuse, they were like, it's gonna be illegal to plant underneath the rope. Literally the default plant.
First minute of this round.
The beginning of this game was crazy, man.
They're going to be watching with the op. Now the utility starts to come. Cruz takes a smidgen of damage, and
there's actually a worse one than that. That Soulcasters talked about. I don't really want to talk about it much because it was outrageous. I don't really want to talk about it much, but Soulcasters talked about it a little bit before. So if you deep dived, you could find it, but I'm not going to talk about it.
They only have 20 seconds left, man.
There's been some crazy decisions.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like they're falling into the same trappings we've seen before. Let's see if
He
they
tweeted about it once, I think.
J
I'm
Berry,
not sure.
little time left in the last 10 seconds. He's going to shroud step over. This is down to the wire. He's going to get that spike planted, but just barely.
Spike planted.
Just not enough utility or space here. Cruz with a good shot. Pat can't do much. Cruz went for the wall bang there.
Yeah, almost hit him too.
Oh, is he gonna check that? I thought he was gonna rush in there with that shorty.
Hint. The hint is DLFC is pretty much there.
Beautifully done. That much needed Detonation Focus Me win. I was getting a little bit scared there. We talked about how sometimes they're too slow, they're too passive.
But I won't go into like the actual factors of it because it was madness.
Okay, they're gonna pause. They're gonna try to get them reconfigured, but that was a throwback to a couple weeks ago. The Detonation Focus Me. It's like gonna get that spike planted with 6 seconds or less in the game there. So what a relief.
Yeah, it's very much the MO of these Japanese teams. They're happy to kind of draw these rounds out, to try to outguess you, out-rotate you, and in this case they just barely do. Like, had Pat gotten there a little bit earlier,
It's DFM getting their first win. It's a very attack side of map.
Corners just well enough. A ton of damage done here to Anthem.
That's the only thing.
HP here. Anthem really, really low. They're going to try to come into A. The Killjoy utility is here to intercept them. And we've got a lurk here from Jit Boys. When is he going to reveal himself, though?
Had to delay the plant just momentarily for a nano, I believe. Traded for kills here. Cruz a pistol out.
Oh, beautifully done. So the Vipers pits up. Just a 3-stack down here inside. They're going to try to figure out exactly the location there. Beautifully done. Pat gets another. Taka J here. That pit's not going to go down unless they can get rid of him.
Yeah, they're throwing all the utility they can.
Yeah, the problem with this Viper is there's literally nowhere to hide, right? In terms of these Viper ults, like, you really wanna... And, like, there's a lot that goes down to Viper ults, and Viper's, like, really common and strong at the moment. Is you want to kind of have Viper ults. These kind of ones aren't great because there's nowhere for you to hide, right? You're out in the open, so you're probably going to be hugging walls or something, so you're easy to spam. The best ones are like the one before where it gives you like a little alcove to hide in. Those ones are the best ones. They're incredible. Thoughts on Sova and Lotus? Sorry, Sova on Lotus and Fracture. I think I prefer it on Fracture, to be honest. I kind of like what EG do. I think they have some good stuff for it. In terms of Lotus, I think it's okay as well.
Good responses here for both teams after their timeouts.
I think it can be a little bit one-dimensional on this map.
Theirs in general. So DFM though, not a bad
I think there's some
half.
better
Both
agents
these
basically.
teams playing well, having some good ideas, some good moments. I think DFM having some really good kind of like death ball pushes. There's no other real way to put this. Where a lot of times they just group up in the beginning, like when they were stringing those 5 rounds together, and they would just, you know, throw everything they had at Talon and win those odd man advantages, and then take the rounds from there. So good job by Talon to respond to that.
So does DFM's win condition.
If they were gonna go
a lot of the time, yeah.
Make sure it was like all hands on deck.
Yeah.
We're just gonna try to outduel you, and they did.
Feels like him and Anthem have to both be fragging heavy, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna have 3 maps here tonight. This has been a very fun back and forth here. Again, it's going to be Talon here now on the attacking side, trying to get that spike planted. Let's see what kind of approaches they've got here. And we can see a sign in the audience, end the L streak. Yeah, I hope they can do it too.
Let's turn that M
L,
upside down.
Some call it losing, as some would say.
They're going to be DFW soon, which is not just an airport. It's going to be detonation focused win. Yeah.
Win, there you go.
Turn that M upside down, my friend.
Turn that M into a W. Now,
Thoughts on KO on Lotus?
Yeah,
it's
excited to go into this next round. Should be a fun one.
It's not great.
Again, they have not won a single.
It's not bad. You can definitely do a lot of flashes and you can make it work. Again, it's kind of in the same. It's kind of in the same
At least for now, I'm sure we'll have them back
group
here,
as
it would be a really nice
Sova for me, even though they're not the same agents. It's just like it can be good on this. You have to be pretty keen to make it good. But is it as good as like a Sky, or is it worth taking out double controller for it?
To try to deliver a win, and so far this is looking very doable here versus Talon.
Precisely. I mean, and even more than what you just said, which is probably the most important reasons, is like your fans. You know, you want to give them a good show. You want to come out here and give them something to cheer for, give them something to feel good about. You know, you got a little bit of time before the LCQ to prepare for that. So go out on a high note. You know, give your fans a nice showing, and then you know, build on that from there. This time, Talon kind of expecting a little bit of aggression here. They were fanned out, kind of creating a concave angle as DFM tried to push, but wise here by DFM to back right off. They had invested in a little bit of armor, a couple armors, and you want to keep those for those close quarter battles so you can win those out versus those frenzies with those classic right clicks.
Man, Talon were really late and he's trying to work out what to do here. This is going to work because the rest of the team aren't even here.
He's been really good with that.
This was a weird round watching the minimap. They were so indecisive. Whatever their initial plan was got completely wrecked.
You know, a lot of times we see it like with the Jet or some character that can.
Thoughts on Chamber and Lotus? I actually think it can be decent. I think it's probably Chamber's best map.
Oh, it ain't broken. He's on for the ace. He's on season 6.
Look at everyone. They're giving it to him. Oh, the Omen flash to even let him have it. I respect it. Someone could have a shot in the back as well and didn't take it.
Insane round from Anthem.
Yeah, I think Chamber's pretty good on this map. Especially as there's so much luck potential.
That's about all this is. He gets a little
But
bit of help, but
the thing is,
from Takajay to kind of step in there and
the thing is, you need like heavy shutdown and choke points, right? And so that's why Killjoy is just the best at it. But I was surprised we saw a lot of Cypher over Chamber really on this map.
Love to see it.
I get the reason is because you can cage out here on attack. But
DFM struggled on their pistols sometimes, and they get a much needed win here.
More shots fired down here. Nobody picked off just
damn,
yet.
this actually could have been pretty close.
It looks like Talon's going to ping pong back, unable to really make a good advancement over onto the C site. Just leaving behind Cruz to see if anybody's going to follow. Nobody does just yet. Instead, it's going to be a slip right up into B. There is Killjoy utility ready for that.
It's like one of those rounds where I'm just
what happened to Talon
just use the sheriff.
from Lockham?
Like, there's like no other, like,
yeah, again, like 6-person rosters are very hard to make work. So they lost a bit trying to make that happen and make that work to a good level. Then they played around with like rolls and comps.
Great shot here by Rita. What's happening here with Detonation Focus Me? They are really getting these.
Like in my mind, they kind of messed up a little bit in terms of the experiment period should be now. Really, like once it should be like secure playoffs, then you experiment with the crazy stuff. But it felt like they.
And it looks like the walls are going to start to close in here.
It felt like one of those teams where someone's coming in and they're suggesting so many crazy ideas. It's a bit like Na'Vi, right? Angel's coming in and he's suggesting the craziest stuff. And it's good that Doom Bros is there to just go, mate, that's mental. Like, no, we can't have that. It felt like Talon didn't have the Angel. Didn't have the Doom Bros to be like, that's wild. We're obviously not going to do triple duelist on split. Or we're not playing a Rainer on Pearl. And then so they did all of that, and then before you know it, they're like what 1 and 4 down or something, 1 and 3 to teams that they probably should be beating.
This is going to be the moment for Talon to try to redeem themselves. They are going to be coming up here towards A.
So yeah, because Patty was out for so long and they wanted to put him in the main roster, if it wrecked them really, because that whole January testing period wasn't there. So it felt like their testing period was the beginning of this season.
Right, a little bit of a lurk over here. Doesn't quite get those shots to connect though. Just Anthem and Taka J left. It's going to be a pretty uncomfortable plant on A if they can even get it set up. Barnett's finds one.
See, I'm worried for DFM him. We'll see how the first buy goes, but if they don't win the first buy, I think Talon should be fine to take this. Patty plays 9 different agents. Yeah, I mean that's what we're talking about. They're putting him on everything at the beginning. They were just experimenting with everything.
Here in the second half. Talon definitely stepping it up once they can finally get some real guns in their hands here. Once again, we've got the lockdown ready here for Detonation Focus Me, but of course that can just be hard countered by the.
I feel like shouldn't have forced Patty into the roster, or at least do it after, or at least do it a little bit slower than what they did it. Like if they wanted to get Patty into the roster, they had good stuff from lock-in. They could use some of it again, especially if I'm looking at like their fracture and stuff like that. It felt like it had a alright variety.
Yeah, they're committing to it.
Maybe just slowly put them into maps.
And Soldom starting to heat up again, kind of calm down there after having some explosive rounds.
Patty never performed bad though. Oh no, I agree with you. But it does shake it all up, like different comps and everything, different roles. Like it's all your practice. Everything before lock-in got erased. They were a new team basically.
Yes, they can. They use the utility from the other side of the wall. They're able to get it dealt with.
This is a huge round. There's the retake with the Odin. I'm surprised they're not trying to get a little bit closer, but this is just a question mark. They realize they're going to take some map control.
through. They've got 2 up top, 3 on the bottom.
Oh, the higher lower here, but he's at a low angle. They might line up.
It's going to be a bottom-heavy push. Dead Nation Focus being known for sometimes being a little bit slow. This is the moment they're going to be a little bit limited in what they can do. Keep in mind that...
Oh my goodness.
It's inside.
It's a strong way of dealing with it. They realized they had numbers over towards here, so they got to take some map control.
Oh,
wait, Jibboy's got
gets 2 big
3?
kills. Is it going to be enough? Garnet's still alive?
When does the smoke go?
Oh, he can't do it now.
Yeah, it's not enough time. That's going to be that.
Damn it, he really should have just stuck
there.
this.
8-8 here, Talon.
Why not try it?
Up with Dead Nation Focus Speed. We might be going to overtime, paper thin.
We might. This is really close.
Yeah,
I mean,
see, I think Talon was fine from now.
Really,
I think they'll be absolutely fine.
They're all here today, really trying to get the win across the board.
Shoulda, what's up, Hayden? You plan to watch any EDG VODs before it? Nah, I'm gonna go in pretty much blind on the Chinese teams.
I'm a little surprised. Talon
Again, it'll be nice to not know everything. Not that I know everything about teams, but not know like a fair amount of about a team before they get there. Leave something, some kind of surprise.
Oh, they're gonna push out. Oh my God, Garnet's how?
How has he done that? Wait, he's fully.
Insane moment there. Are they gonna try to commit down?
Wait, what?
There is a raid over here, ready with that sheriff. No, they're gonna try to.
The flash must have hit him after.
Over on A.
That's the only possible way that that's happened. But I think there was 2 flashes, right? Or am I fully wrong?
Flash that came in and hit.
It was
Garnet's
wild.
After, like when we cut back to Garnet's screen, like the flash was still ticking down. I was like, oh my God, how did he do that? Replay, please.
Beautifully done. They don't have about
Poor
50
guy.
seconds left here. It looks like they're going to actually try to just slide up into B.
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with the showing.
Take completely empty. Dead Nation Focus me a little bit too slow on that surround. And so this is going to be an extremely tough retake, but Rita starts it.
Placing swarm grenade.
To upgrade his gun. Now he's got an opportunity here. Chip Boys, not good enough for the second.
One enemy remaining.
Done. Just Rita left over.
Samurai Shaft, what's up, dude? Chat, new member of the Slug Club, Samurai Shaft with the Prime.
I mean, what are you gonna do, right?
Let's get some slugs in. Thank you so much for that, mate. Appreciate it. And Shooter's coming in as well. Shooter, thank you so much, mate. Gifted sub from Shooter as well. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Chat, we've got the new member, Samurai Shaft with the Prime, and Shooter with the gifted. LCH1P, welcome into the Slug Club. Shooter, thank you for doing that, mate.
But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Long time lurker and viewer finally got the Prime. Love that, Samurai. Thank you so much for that, mate. Thank you for watching, dude.
You got to check your other side. So it's good diligence here from Talon in that round to make sure that they don't.
Okay, another big buy round. So DFM have to start winning some of these for any kind of belief here.
Has an Odin, no Odins for the side of DFM. Couple big ultimates here.
Has anyone played Chamber in any of the regions yet? There was it DSG that played it on Split? There was some kind of team that played it on Split in Tier 2 NA. With a Harbor, I think. DG Zin. The DG Zin one, you're right, Fury did play it. When I watched that though, I think it looked like a mental block. I don't know how the guy was playing with Chamber before, like all the nerfs and stuff. But he went, like, when I was watching DG Zin on Chamber, he just missed every shot. And then now I watch him on Jet, and he just hits every shot, even the most outrageous shots I've seen. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
Oh my God. Is going to come in regardless.
Okay, so this was a strong round. This is what we talked about. They had to win this one, and they keep 3 people alive.
Dude, DFM is...
It's decent. They're getting all into this one. It's really nice shots.
Yeah. Talk about a tough execute.
Cherry Curry as well. Chat, new member of the Slug Club. Cherry Curry with Tier 1. Let's get some slugs in. Support him. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
I don't know what you're going to say during this timeout other than...
Welcome into the Slug Club. Thank you for doing that.
So well. It's like they get a ton of information on the spacing and the placements of the members of DFM. They're able to find those 2 kills, trade it for 1. That's huge. They even used the Rolling Thunder here, but Anthem was just a little bit ahead of it. So the timing just a little bit delayed for the side of
Some nice
Talon
shots in
is
that one.
DFM and their fans. Something to cheer about.
Taka 2MB as well. Thank you so much. Damn, a lot of subs today.
I mean,
Appreciate you all.
neck
Thank
and
you.
neck right
Oh
now.
my
I
goodness.
have no clue
They're
who's gonna
flying
take
in.
this.
Taka
I'm not surprised that there's a
_2MB
timeout
with the
called. I
Prime
don't know
5
what
months. Thank you
could
for that,
really
mate.
plan out from there, though.
And
I mean, it just
we
looks
have
like
a
they're
new
just
one as well.
focusing us
Virgil, seen you've been
maybe
typing a good
little bit
amount.
late
Virgil, what's
to
up, dude?
mature and develop
Thank you so
as a
much.
team, but they're finally
Chat
showing up
new
here
member
tonight.
with the tier 1 as well.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
mean, I
thank
think
you.
just with Talon,
Appreciate
maybe just
everyone.
being a little bit better with some of those decisions, a little bit faster. Like if that Rolling Thunder comes out,
Do you believe in triple
a second
Sentinel
early,
Icebox?
that's a completely
I
different
got
round.
a
Picking up
nice
on that
so
ledge
who was
at
it
the
that
back of
tried it?
sight to get those 2 kills
I
to
mentioned
really
it on
bust
stream
things
and they
open.
tried it. It was
I don't know what you do against what Rada did, 'cause that was
Focus,
just-
I
that was
think.
tap to
Was
edge.
it
I mean,
Focus?
that's hard to defense against
Yeah,
that.
I love that. So they
right,
tried
moving,
it
we go to round
and
19.
it looked pretty
Not much
good.
left here in the
And I have
second
a
half.
lot of good stuff to make Cypher
This is gonna
and
be a
Killjoy
round.
work
We've
on
got,
that map.
Souldown
It's
here,
a
ulti ready.
it's a shame
Surprise,
for that
Detonation Focus
comp
could be
that
trying to
it's
use
gone.
that. Not
But
the
it's good
richest
for
round
everything
here
else that
from Talon
Icebox
either.
is
I see
gone.
Judge in hand here.
Yeah.
What's the
because
idea
some
with the
of even though
comp?
Talon had won a
The
couple rounds in a
the
row,
basic
they've been
premise of
really,
it
really close.
is
So Talon's
it's
just not quite
kill
where it
trips
needs
with
to be
Cypher,
to put
Killjoy's
together another
watching
vibe for this
middle.
round.
There's actually more.
They are
There's
going to
actually loads of different ways. Basically, they can
Both are
swap
invested
and
to it.
change. You can have kill trips with the
There's definitely
Cypher,
stinger there
and
for
Killjoy
front
does
ends.
normal stuff over towards middle.
Things
Or
really start
Cypher's
pushing
watching
space.
stuff
Fox
over
has to be
towards
so
middle.
careful.
You got
So
really
it's
good retake,
so
and the Killjoy
nasty.
can kind of have like solo setups so that he can AWP a little bit.
All right, we are about to have
There's a
an
lot
engagement.
that
Jit Boys
actually
hugging
goes
this
into
wall.
it. It's kind of
Just
sick.
around the corner is Souldown.
Yeah, Jit Boys shouldn't move a muscle here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you gotta
it's no
imagine this is
duel.
gonna be
I have some
an
cool
updraft
stuff with
around the
it.
corner into the air here
But they
for
played it
Souldown.
pretty well as well. I liked a lot of stuff they did.
Oh, or not. Kind of a weird moment there.
The only reason that I wanted,
Good
or like I
control
want to
here,
use it, is
regardless.
because
Crowd
there's
stepped
two cameras that
perfectly
haven't been
away.
seen yet.
That
That
was
are like
really
so
I was
good
gonna
on
have
that
to
map.
Really praise
That would like it would be you would win a game for sure. It would be like a one and done. Maybe it would be a one and done.
What? Who's already found one?
Out of charges.
Shoulda
What
with
is
another
that
one as well.
spray?
Sorry that I was delayed on that, mate. Thank you so much.
Ooh,
Chat, let's get a lot of slug approves in for Shoulda. Gifting another sub as well. All the spam.
Oh my god!
Damn.
What?
The Odin on this map is just so good.
What is going
People
on?
are-
Crazy, like,
Mate,
so
Odin
there's
is actually
probably,
just
like,
so
a
good.
second
It
delay
melts
before this
people.
shows up on our screen or something.
I need to
It's
start
just
using
a
it
little
more
less than
when
a
I
second.
start
But I
playing.
just heard
I
this
say start
huge
using more. I haven't
scream
played for
on the
a
stage.
while,
I'm
but
like, oh my God, who's gonna take this?
the
It
Odin
was
is just
Detonation
incredible.
Focus mate.
Chat,
That Odin's going
Slug
to win the next
approves in
round.
for Shoulda.
Very
Thank you so
important
much, mate.
victory.
2 gifted today.
This is
Thank
just
you for
wild.
doing that.
I mean, again, like you said, Zenfrey here
Hawong
with a
Ao
really nice escape,
Essen,
a
I
good
think.
double.
Hopefully I said that
Cruz
okay.
somehow got that headshot after getting aim punched onto Zenfrey
Shoulda
as
appreciate you.
well.
Thank you for doing that.
Ridiculous stuff from Cruz in that moment, but then that Odin at the end, so powerful, makes it so difficult to hide behind that wall because it can spam through it, and that gives DFM a little bit of an edge there to allow Takajay to be prepared.
This forced them down
for
to
that
an
push around
eco.
the corner. Really nice utilization of the gun. Souldown with the
Whoa.
up. It's gonna get one here. So it is a bit of a
Whoa.
eco
Everything's
round
going
here
right.
for Talon. Zenfrey gonna set up with a great paranoia for
What?
Rada.
A.
This might be a perfect round here. Cruz left over here. He is surrounded. He's gonna peek.
They would
Can't
love
even
a round
kill.
like this.
9-11 here.
Yeah, get the money
Flawless
really
victory for
good.
Detonation
This
Focus
is
mate.
on.
The finish line is in sight. Talon starting to feel the heat here.
Yeah,
And then we have Binds next, which is their map
Like they're
pick.
investing everything into this round. So if they don't win this one, it's going to be 12-9 in favor of DFM, where Talon's going to be in bad shape economically. Of course, Souldown, very consistent. And that's just a great either smoke or paranoia. I thought it was a paranoia at first, but doesn't really matter. Rado is just going to spray it down regardless. It's good timing there. Nice job, Uncle. That's what he said.
Okay, huge buy.
So funny.
Huge buy for Talon.
Ooh,
Damn.
Souldown gets the first.
Spike down A.
This is the problem with this comp. It feels like
Sometimes when Souldown is on, he
the
is
Oppers have a
absolutely nuts.
pretty
Today
good
so far,
time.
he's been
Obviously,
really good for DFM.
the
He's
Sova
been just so on point
can
right
push
now.
them off,
His
but
first blood's happened.
kind of want to save the
He's
drone.
gotten a ton.
Talon here, maybe the most important round for them. They have to start to swing this. They're already down one player. That's already been killed off here. They're peeking into B. Anthem
Oh my
wraps
goodness.
around, but Cruz gets him.
Anthem definitely regrets swinging that one.
My
Oh boy.
God. I love this. he knows he can just spray that for free, and there's sold on
Yeah.
again with that op. Yes, the
So they
spike
have
is
B
down,
site.
but
It's
now you
a
have
3v4.
situation. Op is gonna be passed
They
over to
take a
Raid,
lot of
actually.
map
They're gonna
control with
allow
this.
Soldom here to kind of be that guy who kicks in the door.
Right, Soldom does it. Oh, none of those shots actually connected with him.
No
Garnet's
way.
pretty deep lurk. Soldom gets him with the shorty. They're gonna have a double swing here. Right.
Nice trade.
Trade out, just Chip Boys left. Oh, hold on, hold
Oh
on.
god, Odin.
Odin is not exactly ideal here.
Oh. Oh, he played that nice
huge
though.
play. That was
He
insane.
played that
Yeah,
nice with the
Odin.
molly.
It's so great for wall banging. It's got so many bullets, but
The
its
2v4
startup
in
is
the
a little bit
end.
slower, and so it's not
Devastating
good
for
in
DFM. They
that
got a lot of money though, so it doesn't matter too much for
beautifully
them.
done
It's
there.
just more just the round
Talon
that if
still
Talon lost, they
keeping
would have
the
a bad
dream
low
alive.
buy for last
But let's
round.
not
So
forget, Dead Nation Focus Me is very ulti rich right now. There's a lot of opportunities they can create, and even the one player that doesn't have their ulti right now, the Jet, is I think 2 stars away from getting that too.
Exactly. I mean, Soldom was just massive in this round, even though DFM doesn't win it. Jitboy's playing this so nicely. But yeah, it's tough with that Odin because you can't spam that wall. So you lose your advantage that you had, that we saw previously with Takajay, when he was able to, hold an angle because he could spray the wall. Therefore, he could kind of control the flow of that peak battle a little bit better.
All right, they made C very undesirable. They're continuing to spam out over through B and from A. As Detonation is starting to back away from A,
DFM have so many ults.
send the spike back in that direction.
And
Now
if
they're
they
gonna
win
smoke
this,
out here. Nobody's
they
committed
would
to
have
one side
1-9
just
on
yet.
top of this. If they win this round, like they need to throw everything into this round.
Soldom, but
I want to see
Drake are there
every
to back
single
him
ult.
up. You have to assume there's maybe one more. Zenfree loves to hang out on top of rubble. I've seen this so many times. Paranoia going to be invested, and that's just going to send Talon packing.
Looks like we might be seeing that.
Okay, another push up here into C. Are they actually just going to go for
Yeah,
it?
it's a lot on Take
You're
J.
going to have to, and you can see Takajay knows it. He immediately puts
Dude,
the snake fight
with the
down
charge as
by a
well.
little bit of time.
Oh god.
Garnett's going to try to blast pack his way through all of this. Should find Takajay. No,
Yes.
he's the judge.
That's how
Right,
you
boys,
do
they
it.
sold him. The Killjoy ulti is down here, just barely.
They get over
actually.
towards the
Just
site,
a
3
shot
on
steps
3.
back out.
Alarm
Spike
bot
gonna
is
be
still up
planted. It's all
behind.
gonna come down to that
They're
retake
gonna
here from
know
Dead
that
Nation
there's a
Focus
flank.
Me. Could go either way.
Oh, that lurk just got spotted by the alarm bot from
Yep.
Jitboys. That's huge here for Talon. If Anthem can win this fight, it's a lot easier. Rolling Thunder. gonna be
Breach ult gets no one.
confirmed,
They get some map
invested.
control from it.
Make sure that angle, that
This guy
lurk
has
angle is
double
clear.
smokes.
All right, Zenfree finds the first.
Wow, Pai is
Just Anthem left over. Can he make a miracle
monster.
happen?
Ah, he's
Oh,
too
he
good.
cannot. It's 11-11. We're tied up again.
And they put pretty much all the ults
Unbelievable.
into it like we
I
asked
mean,
for.
Talon on the
Oh
ropes.
no.
One more round and DFM would have
They're
broken
okay
their economy and
money-wise.
likely taken the
At
map
least they,
instead.
I tell you what
It's
though,
Talon
at least they
who
had a
strings
good
them
understanding of
together
how important
now,
the
and is
round
right
was.
back in
Like
it.
they can win the whole
Talon,
game
you
from,
have to take a
well,
timeout here
they
as
can win the
DFM
map
to
from
talk
that
about
round
this
there.
and try to
So I at least like that they
restabilize,
went
'cause
for it pretty heavy.
This has been going so well. They
It's
got
turned
3
into
in a row.
aim duels.
It was looking like they were going to take this map. They've been so close before.
Yeah, they had to leave
on
the site
Lotus.
because of the Killjoy ult,
Going down to
and
Paper
then
Rex, 11-13 in a very, very
maybe they
similar
lost a
fashion,
few
if you
too
guys
many
will
duels at the
remember back to
beginning,
that.
and they could have just played 5v3
It was
proper.
like DFM was looking like they were going to win, and then all of a sudden Divide came online for Paper Rex and just took over and shut DFM out almost
Yeah, that one's
single-handedly, it felt
devastating.
like, with all those clutches. So this is starting to be a little bit of
They still got
deja
money
vu
for this,
here
though.
DFM fans.
There's only 2 ways this can go on. Well, it'll either end at 11-13, or we're going to be at overtime. Those are the only 2 possible realities that we're moments away from discovering here. A timeout's called here for Detonation Focus Me. I'm actually not sure where they are credit-wise here, but
Me neither.
yeah,
I'm not exactly
it's been a
sure.
very back-and-forth, interesting match. But a lot on the line. Again, let's not forget, everybody, Detonation Focus Me has not won a best-of-3 as of yet.
Yeah, I didn't catch it before the timeout with the economic situation
Yeah.
looked like. We can't actually see it from our desk because all we have is the BGM.
Yeah,
So-
we see what you guys see.
Yeah, we don't we don't have anything else.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at too. So there was enough to buy here for the most part.
Okay. Available ultis. We do have a showstopper that's 1 kill away, as well as the
Damn,
Soldom Jet ulti.
money's crazy though.
But nothing to start things off with. Bird comes down, tries to ping deep into the spawn side of C for the attackers.
Well, I guess the one kind of good news here for DFM. If you
Oh god, they're going for a shutdown over towards C.
gonna get his ulti for the next round.
Do they? It makes a lot of sense, especially when he's this close to his ult.
Talon has enough money to buy
Looking like they won the B one though.
They're okay in terms of forcing it overtime if they're the ones who fall here.
This is nice info.
A lot of utility. Now the spam starts to come in a little bit. It's going to back Talon off momentarily. Soldom on the other side of the switch. Over by the dunes. Seeing if he is going to actually try to push it. But look how aggressive DFM
I'm
is
so
being
surprised
in
right now
towards the
that
front
Garnet
B.
isn't going for this orb. Oi. For God's
Okay,
sake.
he's going to come through. Pat gets the first kill. Pat gets another. He just keeps
He
going.
gets
This
3.
is suddenly over. Just talking Jay with a note in hand.
He gets 2 in the last round. He gets, what, he gets 3 in the last round. He gets 3
Good,
here.
Not enough. Talon with a 12th win on the board.
No, he made that look so easy.
Detonation Focus Me going to have to fight for overtime before they can fight to try to win this round. Talon knows they just need to close it out. They do go into the next round with a showstopper ready. Soldom could try to swing this here. He's got that Jet ulti ready to go. If anybody could do it, it would be him.
Oh my god. Pat turned the flash and then
Jesus.
stepped out.
Yeah, they just
Got
weren't
the repeat
expecting
attempts.
anyone to be that close with the flashes going
I
here.
wanted to see it from his perspective, but yeah, it's just crazy stuff.
Oh boy.
And, well, now DFM, like I
Poor
said, the good
dudes.
news here is you've
Not
got
like
the
this.
Storm, you know, a little bit to scrape together a few Guardians and Vandals. But this one certainly looking good for Talon. Showstopper in the back pocket for Garnets. Cruz is,
At one point they can
really
just
see
dog
this, where
out
somebody
and
just
follow
kind
this
of
with ult.
solo planted themselves right around the corner here at A lobby. Now Fox is going to roll in to help.
When he hears the drone, he
Knives
might
are
just
out.
send it.
If they commit down here, it could be pretty deadly. This is a really good setup here for Detonation Focus Me.
Oh my god.
All right.
Soldom,
And that's going to be no showstopper now.
exactly. Exactly. Oh man.
Yeah, it's a huge
That's
kill for them
huge.
to get. They're
That's
going to walk into
huge.
B.
It's like the
They got
best
no
of
info.
possible outcomes right now here
Okay,
for
info
Soldom.
is the smokes here now. Info is
Well,
the plants going
good
down.
news here for Talon is that they're able to
Not
quickly,
too much map control. I feel like a lot of this might be up to
towards
Cruz.
B, but Soldom's just gonna be right
Oh,
in.
that
He's stunned
stunt's
up, though, and shut
incredible.
down by Jip Boys.
All right.
This
Talon's
Joe's
still in
big
this.
on C at the moment. Ooh, DFM have a
Okay,
chance.
Dropping Cruz. Very slow back and forth here. Spike is taking away. Detonation Focus Me knows they need to get
Damn,
in
it's
there.
nice flash.
Get
What
that
the hell
thing
is
defused.
this?
Good boys
What the hell is
gets
this
Taka
util from
J.
Patty? He's got his ult.
Great flash from Pat to set up Jip Boys there. Recon Bolt gonna get destroyed. It's just buying a little bit of time, and here comes that Rolling Thunder.
Heck, it's another.
Mate,
It's just going to be Rita left over.
Patty
And that's
in the
gonna be a
last 3 rounds
13-11 is how
has
game one
dominated
ends. Talon
them. That was
getting
insane.
that 1-0
That was so
lead in this
that was
best
so
of
much
3.
impact for 3 rounds.
Woo! That was a close one. Oh my. I mean,
It was like 3K